Bring your palms together to connect with each other. Open your eyes and bow to each other, saying Namaste. Today we're going to work on our core and the strength of our whole body. We're going to base some of these movements on Feldenkrais, which is a technique for strengthening the body. It's very much related to yoga, but it's not typical yoga positions. We have done one of them, which is the dirt bug, where you're lying on your back and you're using coordination. And the other moves, you will recognize as well as having been used it, like the crouching tiger. So get ready to do a bit of movement, a bit of core strength and arms and legs strength. All right, so let's start rolling our shoulders. So first we prepare the whole body. Roll the shoulders back. Roll them forwards. And let your head go side to side. Feel if there is any tension in the neck, maybe give it a little bit of a clapping around. On the other side, remember that a lot of the tension that we usually hold on the body has to do with habitual tension. Then bring your shoulders up towards the ears. Hold it in there. Keep breathing. Hold it. And relax. We're going to do it one more. Inhale. Holding towards the ears. Almost like if you have no neck. Hold it. Hold it. And relax. If you can see your shoulders, you might see that they are now a little bit more loose. Inhale, bring your arms up. Look towards your hands, fingertips touch. Exhale, opposite hand to knee. Look over your shoulder, twisting. Inhale, arms up. Looking up. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale, exhale, twist. Inhale to the other side. We're going to do it again and then add a move. Inhale, arms up, look towards your hands. Exhale, twist. Now you know where your shoulders can go. Keep your left hand onto your right knee. Bring your right arm from behind and arching over. Feel the side of the body, feel the stretch. And then bring it back to center, change sides. So opposite hand to knee, bring the arm up, bend the elbow. So twist first and bending the lower elbow to bring you in, to anchor you. Bring the arm overhead. The chest is still turning. Good. And bring it back to center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forwards. And sway your upper body side to side, releasing your neck, releasing your shoulders. Already a bit of movement brings warmth to the body, hopefully. And walk your hands back towards you. Bring your arms around and up. And open your chest. Look up, stretching your neck, the front of your neck and your chest. Good. Exhale, bring your feet onto the floor and sway your knees side to side. With these moves, we're trying to warm up all of the joints in the body. Areas like our feet and our hands have a lot of joints, little joints. And make a circle. Bring your legs to one side and make a circle. This is for the ball and socket joint. And you can also warm up the knee joint by extending and bending that knee as you do your all that jazz. Very good, lovely. We're going to use the hands a bit today. So let's release the wrists, rotating. You interlace your fingers and rotate your wrists. Your forearms are together. And then change the direction of the rotation. We're not doing the lotus pose yet. We are interlacing the fingers. Then open your hands and change the cross of the fingers. If first we were interlacing with the right index finger on top of the left, change to the left on top of the right. And do the rotation of the wrists again. That's it. And change direction. Very good. Sometimes it looks like a little snake going do, 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 do. Good. Keeping the interlace of the fingers in the weird way. Bring your hands forwards. Stretch your hands. Stretch your wrists. Bring your arms up. Relax the shoulders. Remember that shrinking. Relax it down. Good. And release. And shake your hands. Shake, 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 shake. No. Shaking all around. Good. We're going to stretch the wrists. So from seated, if you need to cross your legs the other way, just to release, bring one wrist in front of you. So we're bringing the top of the hand onto the floor. No weight is being bared. If you want with the other hand, you can press a little bit on the ball of the hand, so underneath where the fingers start. Just to anchor the hand, don't push onto the wrist, on the fingers, just a little bit of anchoring. Good. And change sides. We place the hands where the fingers are, just on the ball of the hand, stretching the wrist. Good, lovely. And release. Now we are going to bear a little bit of weight. Come into all fours and place your hands with your fingers facing outwards. And wave your weight from one hand to another. Just feeling that stretch in the wrists. Now, can you turn your hands so that your fingernails, your fingers are pointing towards your knees? Maybe it's one at the time. You can have one facing forwards and the other one backwards. Or if you can have both. The weight is more onto your knees and you can sway back and forth, feeling that strong stretch on the wrists and the forearms. Wonderful. Now bring your fingers to face towards each other. And we're going to go round. We're Beyonceasana. Going round and round and change direction. Good. And now bring your fingertips onto the floor. Some people have very flexible fingers and these might be difficult to hold, but just try it to strengthen your fingers, and also it strengthens the tendons that go from the hand onto the arm. So imagine that you are holding a cupcake and your chest is open, your belly is in. From here, let your belly go towards the floor and then contract your back, arching everything, chin to chest. Inhale Open up. Exhale. Chin to chest. Inhale. And exhale. Push onto the fingers. Feel that connection with the ground. Inhale. And exhale. And release. Bring your hips towards your heels. Bring your hands forwards. And release your chest between your legs. So I like to open my knees wide and let maybe the chin rest onto the floor, maybe the forehead. The chin is more effort because it's a further stretch. Forehead is easier. You can bring your elbows off the floor if you want more of a stretch on the sides of your ribs and your armpits. Otherwise, release all the way. Inhale, lift your head and bring your right arm underneath your left. Needle and thread. Just stretching the shoulders, reaching away with your hand. And back to center, change sides. Back to center. Good. So bring your hands onto the floor, tuck your toes under and bring your hips back towards your heels, stretching your toes a little bit. Try to see that even your little toe is resting on the floor. You can sway your hips side to side, feeling stretch in the lower back. Wonderful. Then come onto your hands and your toes. We're going to lift the knees off the floor. So this is your crouching tiger. Push the hands onto the floor and get them off the floor. Just feel where you're at. You can sway your knees a little bit side to side. And we're going to start walking forwards. Opposite hand and foot walks forwards. And then walking back. Walking forwards. And back. Let's see it. Walking forwards. I know it's tiring. You will get your heart pumping. Make sure that your hip is not high. So rest for a moment and watch. We are into all fours, hands and toes. My knees are 1 inch from the floor. If I bring my hip up.
Sorry, Geny, just to know, your connection went just then. I don't know if anybody else. Yeah, just to let you know, your connection just goes some to time.
Oh, really? Is it?
Yeah. It's come back now.
Okay. There is no much I can do.
No, I don't know if anyone felt it. No?
No.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No problem, Hira.
I'm with myself.
It's okay. Yes, no, thank you. It's always useful to know if you are getting the recording or not. Okay, so we are back into all fours and the hips are not going up. The hips are not lifting, okay? We are not in semi-down dog. This is all dog. We are not here. We are here. And it's hard work. So try it again. Walking backwards and forwards, or forwards and backwards. Knees off the floor, using your core, using your whole strength. That's it. Good. Lovely. And have a little rest. Oh, shake your wrists. I know it's hard work. It's very hard work. And we're only working with our own body weight. So let's give the hands and legs a little bit of a rest. And we're going to lie onto the backs. So lie onto your backs. And just to rock side to side or make a circle with your hips. Good. If you need to pick to see what we're doing, feel free to do that. But we know what it means to move opposite arm and leg. We're going to bring the legs into 90 degrees, knees over hips. There is a little bit of a gap underneath your lower back. And the arms come up towards the ceiling. This is where we use a bit of coordination. And we are going to be still working with the core, but we are off our hands and legs. Opposite arm and leg comes away and bring it back. And change sides and bring it back. Opposite arm and leg. The arm that you're not using stays facing upwards. Opposite arm and leg. Go with your breath. There is a little gap between your lower back and the floor to keep a neutral spine. If this is very for you, don't bring the leg too low. Bring it at 45 degrees. And that still will be strengthening your core. This is what it's called dirt bag. And as my teenage students tell me, it can't be dead if it's still moving. So we do a nearly dead bag. Lovely. Last two. Last one. And hug your knees, interlace your fingers over your knees. Inhaling. Exhaling. Letting your whole back relax. Your abs are now completely relaxed. Your hip flexors are letting go. And release your feet onto the floor. Bring your hands by the sides of the body. If you have a block, bring a block underneath your hip. And I find that all of these exercises that help us strengthen the core also tense your hip flexors quite a bit. So we're going to just let the hip flexors stretch one at a time. So bring one leg out, the other knee is bent, the foot is on the floor. Breathe and hollow your belly as you exhale. Maybe you can reach with your heel or point your toes. Just feel the whole of the leg being heavy to release the hip flexor. You can feel your hip flexor just inside the curve of your hip. And when you move your leg, it's that muscle that moves inside. It's the psoas iliac. Change sides. So one foot is on the floor, knee bent, and the other leg stretching out. Use your breath. Good. And release. Bring both feet onto the floor. Bring your arms overhead. And maybe walk your toes away. Both legs stretched. And you're like a little hill, a little mountain. You can visualize what beautiful trees might be growing in this mountain. Lovely. Then bring your knees towards your chest and just rock onto the block. Releasing your lower back. A little bit of a massage. To come out of this, lift your hip. Take the block out. And we're going to go to one side, taking a twist. Opposite arm and legs stretch out. Or whichever version of a twist might be good for you. You can hold the top leg and change sides. Good. Bring yourselves back to center. Bring your nose towards your knees, and rock backwards and forwards. Massaging the whole of your back. And cross over your back into all fours. Now that our arms and legs had a little rest, we're going to go back into using them. These type of exercises, you don't really need a yoga mat. You can do it just on the floor at any time, especially because your knees are off the floor and our feet are used to being on the floor. You're not going to be so much on the knees. So watch for a moment. We prepare by pushing the floor away, knitting together our ribs, holding our pelvic floor in and up. And then we bring the knees off the floor, just 1 inch from the floor. And this time we're going to move sideways. So walking sideways and then walking the other way. Hopefully you have room. If you haven't got a lot of room at home, just move from one side to the other. One hand and one foot out of the mat is enough. Try not to do what I just did and lift your hip. Try to keep your hip low. Going side to side. Good. And release. Child's pose. Bring your elbows onto the floor. Bring your hands behind your neck or your head to stretch your triceps. And if you want, you can tag your fingertips behind your neck to release the wrist. Breathe deeply. Inhale, lift your head. And we're going to come back onto our backs. So all of this conditioning work is necessary to perform our yoga and to strengthen the body. This time we're going to do the same, similar dead bug, but instead of just going in a vertical manner, we're going to go sideways. So just watch for a moment. Arms and legs will be in the same position, little gap between the lower back and the floor. And we're going to bring opposite arm and leg sideways, bring it round and up. Opposite arm and leg sideways, bring it round and up. Take your time. You release sideways and then back. Side, make a semicircle and back. Make sure that there are no things around you that you can knock. Get into position, arms up, knees over hips. So right arm, left leg, or whichever you choose to start with. Make a semicircle and bring it back. Opposite arm and leg, semicircle, and back. Bring it out, around, and back up. Sideways, around, and back up. This is also yoga for the brain. Side, around, and back up. Side, around, and back up. Make sure that your neck is relaxed as you're doing it. Good. And hug your knees. Make circles with your knees, letting your inner thighs release. Make circles in the other direction. Good. Have your feet close to your hips. Bring your hips up. Bring your arms overhead. Stretch that belly, those hip flexors, using your glutes. Tense your glutes to push your hips further up. You can also come onto the balls of your feet to have a greater arch. And release down. Good. Hands underneath your knees. Rock backwards and forwards. Come into sitting. Good. This time, we're going to have the hands behind us, feet flat on the floor. So I have my fingertips pointing towards my hips. This is a little bit of a stretch for your wrists, but it's the strongest position for the wrist to move. So just check that you can move your elbows, feel your hands firmly on the floor. If this feels very uncomfortable, you can try and have your hands facing outwards. Many times we talk about the anatomy and how the body moves. With your hands facing outwards, your elbows cannot bend so easily. When the hands are facing inwards, the elbows can bend all the way. So you choose which position you're in. And we're going to bring the hips up. So this will strengthen our shoulders and stretch our pectorals as well. Feet are flat on the floor, hips come up. You don't need to go into a full tabletop. Your hips can be a little bit lower than tabletop. And we're going to walk from here, back and forth. That's it. Back and forth. Good. And release. Bring your hands into your lotus flower. So heels of the hands together. Open your hands. Bring your fingers towards your chest and bring it forwards. So we're making a full circle with the hands. Oh, catching the breath. Good. And change the direction. I like to change direction with my hands out and then bring them in. So the tops of the hands are towards each other. And we just release the wrists. Good. Lovely. Back onto your backs. Watch first if you want. We're going to have the hands up, knees over the hips. This time, we're going to keep the knees at 90 degrees as we reach back with the hand. So instead of bringing opposite hand and leg straight, the arm stays straight and the leg stays on the 90 degrees angle. See that I'm not doing this. I'm not touching down. I'm touching away. Touching away. Keeping the other arm over your chest is the challenge. We're going to aim at doing 5 repetitions on it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring your legs up. Hold onto your ankles, maybe reach towards your feet. Open your legs wide. Hold from the inside of your knees and flex your feet. Good. Hands underneath your knees. Rock backwards and forwards. And come up into sitting. You're probably suspecting what's coming next. And yes, you are right. We're going to walk sideways. Oh no, we're crab type of, of move. So, hands will be facing towards your fingers, facing towards the hips. Your elbows are able to bend. Your hips come up, but not too high. It's just enough to hold the weight. And we're going to go sideways. Moving sideways and the other way. That's it. Moving sideways. Like if you were a crab. And sideways. Sideways. Good. And release. Your hands. Let's stretch those arms. So your legs can be on the floor. Just shake, shake, shake your legs. Bring your arms into a T position. Right elbow underneath the left. Eagle arms. Bring your arms up. And you can release your head down to get more of a stretch between your shoulders. Release. Change. Left arm under the right. Good. Massage your wrists a little bit if they feel tense. It's always good to massage our joints, especially, the wrists. We don't tend to bear weight that much. Sometimes our jobs require us to have strong hands and arms. Yes, we know. So it's important to keep that strength going. Remember, this is your practice. If you have had enough right now, you can watch and be fully attentive to what I'm going to show you next, and you do it whenever you can. If you feel up for the challenge, we're going to go from facing down in tiger to facing up in crab. So watch for a moment. If you have issues with your shoulders, this might be one that you watch and you do it very, very gently and with care. You know who I'm talking about. So, knees off the floor, hands on the floor. We're going to do one walk sideways and then turn around and go back. And then turn around on the same arm. Walk sideways, and then we turn the other way. Turn the hands to make it more comfortable. And turn around again. So the hand that is on the floor will pivot on the heel of the hand. Okay? Let's try it. Have fun with it. Go slowly. The option, if you have your shoulders, is you might go like this and then release the knees and turn around on your bum and then try it. Then rest onto your bottom again and turn around. Yeah? The challenge here is to do it without resting knees or hands. Just 3 times, one way and another way. We're nearly there. Hands on the floor. Do 1 or 2 steps and turn around and go back. And turn around on the same arm as you did before. 1 or 2 steps, turn around the other way, and come back, turn around on the same arm. Do it playfully, discovering what you can do. And release. Shakes those hands. Massage those ribs, those wrists, sorry. This is it. We've done it. Time to rest and recuperate. You work your core, you work your arms, you work your legs, your hip flexors. In just half an hour or so, we've done everything. So just lie down on the floor, get your socks, get your blanket, and use this time to rest. Don't worry if you didn't follow everything. It was all a bit new. Lie down, close your eyes. Catch your breath. You might be feeling a little bit out of breath. It's good to get the heart pumping. Send a wave of love to your whole body. The wonders that it allows us to do. You might not even have thought that you could do all of that. And feel around your wrists. Feel around your neck and shoulders, your lower back, your thighs, your knees, shins. That's it. Letting go. Letting go. And releasing and relaxing. Ideally, you will stay in your Shavasana for a few more minutes. If you can afford 10 minutes, just stay there. Letting the body digest. Letting the mind go. I will close with 3 Oms and Shantis. Stay lying down, stay in your meditation position. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. up your palms. You can put your palms over your face, even if you're on the floor. And stay lying down if you can afford the time. Namaste.